Mr. President, just have a few remarks today. You know, the broadcasting of nets is shameful. And the ability to simply generalize who is and who isn't in support of your district or your people or in the past or in the present is hurtful and shameful. And it does little to convince open-minded people that there's a reason to listen to the shrill and the outrage and determine whether or not it's feigned or not. And so it continues to trouble me that generalizations are the flavor of the day for making accusations, whether it's to reminisce about what happened with former crises or former bill passages. It does a disservice to anyone who comes and makes overgeneral statements, just as it does online when we say, all Republicans do this or all Democrats do that. It's nonsense. There's no monolithicness to either party. There's not monolithicness to any city or to this state. Moving on to comments more relevant, I believe, to the current situation in our state. It's been a week, where we want to talk about apologies and whatnot. Nothing from the Attorney General for her very untimely and unfortunate letters to the tribe in my district, calling on them to not do certain actions or have their own people arrested or cited by the Attorney General. I've got no apology from the Department of Natural Resources for suddenly deciding that they were going to shut down a 10-year lease for property and a potential near $100 million investment in my district in a small community that's got desperate needs for employment because solar panels are flashier. Let's move on to have solar panels rather than real jobs. So a company calls them and says, we want to renegotiate our lease. And the department takes a month and a half, and in that month and a half, they miss their payment because they're waiting to hear from the department on whether or not they could renegotiate the lease, and then the department says, oh, you missed your payment, I guess you broke your lease, goodbye. And the department wants to quickly say, oh, well, they've been late before. Well, it wasn't a problem then, you charged them a late fee, they paid the late fee, everybody moved on. But solar panels are flashier. But what's particularly interesting to me in this situation is that the department had the personnel and the time to do all of this work, and yet for over a month couldn't get the personnel in place to help farmers out who have a share crop lease with the department, leaving dozens of farmers and thousands of acres in the midst of a crisis that we know exists for agriculture. Oh, well, sorry, those employees aren't available. Got time to rip away a big project in my district, but no time to help out farmers. I want to give thanks to the liaison from the department for when I called last week that they did quickly finally step up and get this done. But it was weeks from the first calls they received from House members. And I noticed last week on my drive home, rest areas open all across the downstate area, but the Upper Peninsula one's still closed. MDOT must be really, really busy. But no place for a guy to stop. No picnic tables allowed. Keep those gates up in the UP. I understand they want to keep bathrooms closed. I got that. Can't let a guy have a picnic table? Where's the fairness in this? Where's the recognition of the needs of the people? Where is the leadership that recognizes this state is a big place and that one area of the state, Detroit, is closer to Washington, D.C. than it is to Ironwood? Where's the recognition that Wisconsin has changed? And I have people going across the border every day. In fact, I'll probably go there myself for my anniversary dinner. Thank you, Mr. President.